wanted to make this like the plan was to vlog for the next week, and then doodle in my sketchbook each day of the week, because I haven't been like doing much sketchbook stuff in a while. And my number 9 sketchbook, which you guys will see in a bit, is like kind of sitting empty. I either go for like my number 10 sketchbook, which is like the wide one, or I guess my number 11 sketchbook, which is the one that I brought to Japan. So I'm kind of like completely skipping over number 9. And I was looking at the next sketchbook that I would do a sketchbook tour for, which would be sketchbook number 6. And then I'm looking at like all my other sketchbooks and I'm like, wow, I'm coming up to, coming up in numbers pretty quickly. So I probably should, fill my number 9 up a little bit so we can stay in order here. But yeah, so that was the plan, and it still is. But this vlog is probably gonna end up being pretty sick, because I'm sick. I got a sore throat last night, and so I feel like I'm just like climbing up the peak of my sick right now, which is fine. You can still have a cozy little time taking care of yourself and sketchbooking, so that's the plan. Welcome. Also, because I'm sick, I'm allowed to look a little rough. I'm legally allowed to look not great, so I don't want to hear about it. Suddenly dark. It's not even nighttime yet. It's 6:45. Welcome to fall, guys. And I'm eating a piece of chocolate because I'm sick. So mom said I could. Yeah, so sketchbook. First little sketchbook thingy. I've been reflecting a lot on how I sketchbook. Literally, sketchbooking should be the thing that you overthink the least. It should be a fun time for playing and leisure and exploring in your personal sketchbook of no judgments, but that seems to be not the case for me. So this sketchbook page, I just did a page. I was thinking about doing more, but like by the end of this one, I was kind of done. I'm feeling kind of blah today, which makes sense because I'm not feeling great physically, and so I feel like that's kind of getting to me, but also, yeah. On this sketchbook page, I wanted to try just drawing from imagination, which, I don't know if you've seen any of my like sketchbooking clips or sketchbooking sessions before. Typically when I'm playing in my sketchbook, that comes along with looking at Pinterest, or like looking at some sort of like figure drawing reference, or like being out and about somewhere that I can like watch people and draw them. So I don't draw from imagination like ever really in recent years, but when I was younger, I did a lot. I basically, anytime that I would draw, apart from like, I don't know, maybe when I was really young, I would like copy a lot of pictures and like draw things that I liked that I saw on the internet. But yeah, a lot of the play that happened when I was like younger in my sketchbook was just like ideas that I had, and that resulted in like, I don't know, my drawings were like fine and they were good, and I felt confident in them because I feel like this is like the talented child curse or whatever, where you grow up and like you're constantly praised for being so talented and so like good at stuff. And for me, that was art. I was always the kid in class who like was the best at art, and everybody was like, wow, you're so good at that. And I'm like, thanks guys, I am. But now as an adult, kind of coming out of that, being used to such praise, the little child in me is like, what's going on? Am I not good enough anymore? Am I not worthy of praise anymore? Look at all these other artists who are so much better than I am, blah, 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 which is silly and everybody deals with, and whatever, comparison. But yeah, with drawing from imagination, I feel like there's a lot more pressure, I feel like, whereas when I'm doing something like a study, it's easier for my drawing to turn out good because I'm literally just like studying and copying what's in front of me. Like if I'm drawing the human figure or something, using reference is like a really important thing when you're trying to like get something right, and that's great. But I feel like for sketchbooking, using reference all the time might be like doing myself a disservice in a way, like my imagination, you know? I feel like I don't give myself the opportunity to like imagine enough, or to like think of ideas and to like think of characters and like draw things that just like pop up in my head, because I'm afraid of it being like bad or it not turning out. So then I just like kind of baby myself in a way, and I choose the easier route. Like maybe easier is not the right word, but like the route that will more likely end up with a better drawing, which is looking at a reference, doing a study, whatever, and not allowing myself the opportunity to imagine and to possibly fail, but then also like learn and like develop ideas and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. The first thing that I drew on this page, as you will notice, is a portrait of a girl. And that's what I typically go for when I'm like thinking of something to just like doodle without reference, because I've drawn portraits of girls' faces a million bajillion times, and I know that I'm good at that. So that's my like comfort zone. But then whenever I like want to push myself to draw something different than that, I feel like I get impatient with myself or something, or like I tell myself that like I can't do this without a reference, and I like freak out that like, oh, this is gonna be bad because I'm just trying to imagine it right now, which is what I kind of felt with the latter drawings, the red demon girl and then the other little dudes at the bottom. So yeah, that's kind of what's swirling in my head right now after this one spread. I think maybe what might be good is if I attempted these like sketchbook sessions in the morning, around when I'm like doing my little feelings, reflections, journaling type stuff, so that my brain is kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of like in a self-soothing space, and maybe I'll have a little bit more like mental clarity to like think of ideas and like spend a little bit more time trying to draw them out without getting like frustrated or like disappointed in myself. I don't know. But yeah, that's where I'm at with this. We'll try again tomorrow. Yeah, we're just gonna go to, I keep forgetting that this is still a vlog. Like it's hard to remind myself that like I'm not just like filming sketchbook pages and commentary. This is like a vlog as well. So yeah, today we're, in a couple hours, actually in like 1 hour, we're going to get some bubble tea, take the cars out for one last time kind of, because it's getting colder, and yeah, excited to sketchbook some more tomorrow and try to remind myself that this is play and it is okay to not be perfect and impressive, because it doesn't fucking matter. So yeah. I thought that I would try consuming some inspiration before I got to sketching. Yeah, I feel like I have so many like art books and things like that that I really love, and I've only looked through like once or twice, and then they just kind of sit there. So it was good to like look through some inspo and like, I don't know, look at somebody else's work to kind of give me some ideas or like put something fresh in my mind that like that makes me want to sketchbook, rather than just like going in and like staring at a blank page and kind of not knowing what to draw. So yeah, I was looking at Eliza's art book. I got it a couple years ago or something when she dropped it. I really love her work. It's very like expressive, and it kind of leans into like figure drawing kind of vibes, and she like mostly uses just like pencil. So I don't know, her style of working seems very like accessible, and it's very like fluid and dynamic, and it's really cool. I always feel like I want to draw when I look at her stuff. So yeah, when I was working on this, I guess what was going through my mind, I like went for that same pose that I did the other day of that like red demon lady. I don't know why that's in my head, but yeah, I did it again, and I don't know, I kind of like took a little bit more time with like building out something a little bit more interesting. I added some like fabrics. Fabric folds are very hard. It's hard for me to get fabric right without using a reference. Like I feel like what I've ended up with here is fine. It does feel a little bit like rudimentary, and I feel like I'm judging myself that I can't draw fabric or anatomy super comfortably. Like I say that, and like looking at this, like it's fine, like it looks good and fine, but it doesn't look perfect. I feel like that's an issue that I have, where like my standard for art, or like the art that I look at, the like amazing like masters that I follow and that I strive to be like, my skill level isn't there yet. And there have been like tons of videos on this concept of like what is it called? The gap or something, where like your taste is up here, but your skill level is down here. So you know that the things that you're creating aren't living up to your taste or your expectations. So it's like frustrating and hard to get through. But yeah, this felt a lot smoother than my last page, I guess. It feels cool to like did like a drawing. I was gonna fill up the rest of the spread, but I didn't want to push myself too much, and I'm happy with this. So I might go back in and fill in a bit more if I feel like drawing anything later today. But yeah, that's how that went. And then I just have to do some more work today and a couple errands maybe and whatever. So yeah, I like morning sketchbooking. I feel like it's nice to sit down to sketchbook without anything else in my brain yet, you know? Like I know that I do have to go do work now, but I feel like if I start my day working and then I take a break to sketchbook, it's kind of like, okay, I gotta get this sketchbook session done quickly so that I can get back to work. But if I do this before I start anything else in my day, then it's just kind of like free time, I guess, because I still haven't technically started my day. This is still like my morning routine kind of thing, sitting down with my coffee. So it feels a lot more like leisurely and like nice, even though like time's still moving, the day's still going on. I don't know, girl math. But yeah. Happy Wednesday. Sketchbooking this morning. It's a pretty like gloomy day today. It's raining outside and I am feeling a little cozy. I'm feeling kind of slow. I journaled this morning and it's kind of hard to tell like how I'm feeling, because I do feel a little bit low, and that could be the, you know, the weather changing, it's getting darker quicker, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like a bittersweet feeling, because it's like, it's cozy and it's comfy and you get to like be inside and drink hot drinks and like, I don't know, just like appreciate the slowness of the world, or the world like kind of slowing down, I guess. But then it's kind of bitter, like I said, because summer's coming to an end. You know that life is kind of shifting, I guess. And it's a weird feeling. Yeah, I feel okay. I'm feeling very like clear, as well as like slow and a little low. So like, I don't know. I don't know what the balance is between those two things, or like what to do with that, but that's how I am this morning. And so yeah, I sat down to do my little sketch in my sketchbook. I did it one page again. I feel like I'm trying to be okay with just like doing things a little bit slowly or a little bit less. I feel like my expectation of myself when I sit down to sketchbook is to do like a whole spread, and sometimes I just don't feel like it. I get done like one drawing or a couple drawings and I'm kind of tapped out, and I feel like it's important to just like be proud of yourself that you sat down to sketchbook, period, even if that just means doing one drawing. So yeah, I wanted to draw a frog today because I think frogs are so cute. I feel like I'm gonna tear up because they're just so cute. I don't know. Why am I crying over frogs? When I was drawing this frog, I was just thinking about how cute it is. I don't know why I'm crying right now. We're also moving past being embarrassed about crying. At some points, I feel very good about showing my emotions, and I feel very empowered to cry openly. But then at other times, I feel embarrassed, and I feel like I should be suppressing my emotions and whatever. So it's like, it's very much like a up and down thing that I'm learning to deal with. Sorry. Anyway, so I drew a frog. I think I did some planning for my e-week today, or this week is e-week, and I kind of want to like take it a little bit chill this week because the last many weeks have been pretty intensive in terms of like the what the drawing required and like the level of detail. I still want, like, obviously I still want the drawing to be good and stuff like that, but I'm kind of thinking I'll make it a little more simple and a little less of a giant chunk to chew. And I want to draw frogs for this week. So yeah, I thought I would do a little study of a frog, and I love frogs. They're so cute. They're just so small and so perfect. Anyways, yeah, and then I did like a few more drawings. I feel like after I did this first frog study, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it's so cute. And then I tried drawing some more like, I don't know, simple frog characters. I'm in love with Turn to Cassette, that one artist who does those like little frog characters. I have her Frog in the Fall book, and it's just so cute. Like, I can't. But yeah, I tried drawing some like whatever frog characters. They're kind of meh, whatever. And then I did, you know, just some more little things at the bottom. I did like my fucking default ass girl portrait in the bottom corner there. And yeah, I don't know. That's okay. So many thoughts were coming up as I was like doodling. Sketchbooking can be very frustrating, especially if you're not like in the mood to do it, or if you're not in the right like mental space to like be creative and like take time and like play around and like have the space to like put care into these like random doodles that have like no direction and no prompt and whatever. And that's okay. I feel like, I don't know, sketchbooking is such a beautiful thing. It's such a personal thing, in the same way that like journaling is kind of like a beautiful personal thing. Sometimes it can be magical and fun and playful and positive, but then sometimes it can be difficult and frustrating, and it can make you feel not great. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like
it's a common feeling to, feel like you should draw more, or you feel like you should be filling up more sketchbooks or just using more of your time for drawing. I feel like it's super easy to like look at artists on Instagram or like people that you look up to who seem like that they're drawing all the fucking time. And you're like, God damn it, like I'm slacking. Like I need to be drawing all the time. But I don't know. First of all, I think that's not true. I feel like the people that we look up to that seem like they draw all the time are just normal people, They have to eat and shit as well. And so you really can't compare yourself and your own life and your own drawing habits to somebody else because you don't know what their life situation is like compared to yours. And like you don't know the full picture. So just looking down at yourself in that way in comparison to somebody else who you view in such like a positive light it doesn't make sense. It's not healthy or productive for you to do that. Productive in like the most non-hustly definition of the term. This is turning into something, sorry. Not sorry, okay. It's a really beautiful thing. I'm gonna cry. I was thinking about this as well, but when I was drawing that frog, because I love it so much. Frogs are so cute. It's a really beautiful thing to be able to create, And as I was drawing this frog that brings me so much joy and is so cute and pure, I love frogs. I was just thinking about what a fucking privilege it is to be able to draw something like this. And it's wow, I did not there's so many complex feelings that I have about crying on camera. It's fine, like I want to be vulnerable, but also like it's scary to allow myself to be perceived in this way, Anyways, I was just thinking about how like lucky I am that I can do things like this, and it sucks how hard I am on myself when like I draw something that isn't perfect or that I don't love instantly. And I don't know, I was flipping through my sketchbook number 6. I want to film a sketchbook tour today. I was flipping through it, and that sketchbook is from 2018, 2019. And that was before like a lot of personal growth that started happening post like 2020-ish. And just like the little comments that I would write beside like little doodles that I would do that like I didn't like, I would kind of put myself down and say like, this drawing is bad, I don't know how to draw, blah, blah, blah. And that feeling of creating something and being disappointed in yourself because it's not amazing is such a shame, because creating period is such a beautiful thing that we as humans get to do, and no other animal can do that. And it just sucks that, as beautiful as it is to be able to like think of something and then create something beautiful that you can share with other people and connect over, as beautiful as that is, it sucks that like so many artists, myself included, are just like crushed under the weight of expectation and just like feeling like you're not good enough, when the simple act of drawing or allowing yourself to put your ideas on paper and like create something, art or music or whatever, anything creative, anything innovative. It sucks that, you do that and then, I don't know, you can just shit on yourself about it because it's not up to a standard that doesn't even matter or isn't even real, I don't know. Every other sentence, I forget what the fucking point is that I'm trying to make, but I need to blow my nose. I could cry about this all day. My heart goes out to creatives or people who have the want in them to be creative. And I feel like that's every human. I feel like every single person has the tickle in them to create, and they have ideas. Everybody has ideas. And my heart goes out to the people that don't even think that they can execute on those things, or they don't even think that they can try, because they feel like whatever they do try won't even be good enough to be worth trying. You know what I mean? Which is so sad and so absurd that life and all of the difficult things about life and society just conditions us to shit on ourselves and to tell ourselves that we are not good enough and that we can't create something of worth because we are not worth anything. It's depressing, truly, but that's, I feel like, how a lot of people feel. That's definitely how I feel at times. And I'm so grateful and so lucky that from a young age I was encouraged and felt good about creating, and that has kind of built me up to the point where I am now. As much as I still do struggle to, to have gotten to this skill level and to still want to create over and over and over, despite how hard it can be. And I hope that someday, I don't know if it's going to be like a someday everything's going to click and I'll just feel free and open and my insecurities won't hold me back anymore. I don't think it's just going to happen. I think it's going to be, something that obviously you need to work with and you need to grow with and you need to be aware of when it comes to creating art and allowing yourself to validate your own ideas and make them a reality, make them come to life. Yeah. I don't know what any of this, I don't know what I just said. What did I just say? I blacked out. Anyways, guys, just be nice to yourselves. Try. It can be weird to be nice to yourself because it's so it's such a foreign thing. It's such you learn to shit on yourself since the beginning of time, most people. Just try to be very aware of how you speak to yourself because that can make such a huge difference. Just doing my little journaling things every day, 5 minutes a day, sitting down and writing down how I feel, just doodling shit that I peel off the post-it note and I tuck it away and it doesn't matter anymore. Literally just stream of consciousness. How do I feel? And then closing my eyes and having a conversation back and forth with myself that is intentionally compassionate and loving, giving myself support, telling myself that I love myself, things like that. Just having that every morning, I feel has been the difference between right now this weird feeling that I'm feeling of being a little bit slow and a little bit low, but still okay and still clear and not really that anxious, which is a weird thing for me to feel because I feel if just a few months ago, if I was feeling a little slow, then I would be so hard on myself and I feel I would be falling into a bit of a depression pit. But because I'm working on that inner dialogue and having that self-compassion and telling myself that it's okay to feel however I feel and that I'm, worth something regardless of what I do with my time or what I can produce, I feel that's just been so helpful and so necessary. So. Ay. Sorry I cried. But not actually. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna have my little second cup of coffee and try and pick myself up, do my makeup because I need to film a reel, and then I said I wanted to film my my sketchbook tour number 6 today, so still gonna do those things. Maybe I'll put on a cute little outfit as well. Lift my spirits. They're fine. My spirits are fine. I just felt a little cry this morning, I guess. So yes. Okay, let's go do that. Oh, wow. Being vulnerable is weird. this felt really good. Something to do with maybe, I filmed a sketchbook tour yesterday and I just finished editing it as well. And I feel like just looking through old sketchbooks really kind of inspired me. And like I saw how like I used a sketchbook, which was a lot of like just drawing whatever the fuck I wanted to draw and like not thinking too hard about it. Yeah, I would draw like tons of just like women and bodies and just like whatever poses came to me whenever I would think of them, and like characters and like just like, I don't know, cute shit, pretty shit, stuff like that. And yeah, looking back at that, I'm like, why can't I just do that? You know? Why am I overthinking what's going in my sketchbook? It's just a sketchbook. It doesn't matter. It's not like a client project or like something that I'm gonna, I don't know. It's not for anything, so it shouldn't matter what is going in there. So yeah, I don't know. I just drew this character of this like random girl that popped into my head, and I really like her. She's very cute. Something about drawing like cute girls with scary looking weapons is cool to me, and I enjoy. And then yeah, I did just like a random figure drawing thing of this swimsuit lady. It's one of the simple joys in my life, is being able to draw hot women, you know? So yeah, that was kind of the vibe today. Yeah, it felt good. I don't know what else to say. It felt good. Hopefully I can maintain this feeling and just remind myself to, I don't know, play, I guess, instead of putting all this pressure on myself to do something extraordinary or completely unique or whatever. If I were to draw the same exact thing over and over and over every single day, that's still better than not drawing anything, you know? Sketchbooking, I feel like, is just about drawing something. It doesn't matter what. I'm gonna try and remind myself of that moving forward, I think. Did you notice I upgraded my toilet paper Kleenex? It has a holder now, so it's not as unsightly. Good morning. It's Friday. I woke up feeling a little bit, icky, a little stuffy, more than I have been. So that's fun. I have a bit of work to do. I'm debating going to like a cafe or something. I know I'm sick, but I don't know. I don't think it's anything crazy. It just feels like a cold, and I'll wear a mask and whatever. And then I have a couple errands that I have to run. And then for sketchbooking, since it is a Friday, I thought that maybe I could do like a proper like sit down little session tonight, and that'll be my like Friday night plans or whatever. Make like a little cozy thing out of it. Maybe pick up a couple snacks, make some tea, make a pot of tea. That just sounds lovely. So yeah, I think I'll do my sketchbooking later today. And yeah. Good check. Hi! Camera 1, camera 2. So here we are. It's sketchbook time. I made some tea. It's like this, I put milk in it already. It's like this, it's not chai, but it tastes like chai. But it's herbal, so no caffeine, which is lovely. So yeah, today my brain feels kind of empty, kind of fried. I don't know if I have it in me to sit and try and use my imagination, so I'm kind of down for some anatomy studies tonight. So that's what we're doing today. I think I'm just gonna go for my classic blue guy, my Pilot color Eno in blue. So yeah, I don't know how well you can see the super light stuff, but when I'm drawing for reference, from reference. I'm trying to just like get down the general shapes of the figure, like any like action lines or whatever. Whenever I draw figures, I always like ask myself like, how stylized do I want this to be? How much liberty should I take with my reference or whatever? Because I look at so many different styles of like drawing people and characters and how people like stylize shit, and I'm such a fan of like stylized character designs, and I feel like when I'm drawing characters or bodies or figures, whatever, it always seems to flow much easier when I like tell myself that it's okay if this figure is like stylized, or like if the shapes don't line up perfectly to what the reference is. Something about taking off the pressure of like getting a drawing to look exactly like your reference and allowing yourself to like simplify things and like round out shapes. Yeah, something about that just makes the process more like enjoyable. And I feel like I always end up liking the end result a lot better. Do you know what I mean? Like for this drawing that I did yesterday, I love her. And like it was so, it felt like no struggle at all to like get this kind of look and this like simplified kind of like more cartoony looking character. I feel like, of course, like drawing something closer to reality can feel like more impressive technically, you know, but I don't know if I like that more or not than like a cartoony kind of stylized, because both, if done well, are like so good and so I don't know, just like pleasing to look at. But I had a phase in my life where I was really into Viktor Kalvachev. He's an artist. I think he mostly uses pencil, and his style, he does like a lot of really, really amazing figure drawing. And all of his work is like super, like all of his characters are very like stylized and like exaggerated and kind of like, they look like caricatures kind of. I don't know, you can tell, like even though his work is more like cartoony looking, it's very clear that like he knows anatomy super well, and all of those like decisions to like stylize and emphasize, you can tell that that's very on purpose. And I feel like so many of like the best artists, at least the ones that I follow and that I kind of look up to, they all kind of like start with learning the fundamentals, but then they learn all that stuff to break those rules and then create art and characters in a way that aren't just real life. Because real life is great, but I feel like art is, you know, an opportunity to create things outside of real life, if that makes sense. And that's kind of just like one of the things that I love about being able to create and to make art. Anyways, as I say while I draw a very realistic looking figure. But yeah, I don't know. There's appeal to both ends of the spectrum. And then to balance it out, I've been a big fan of drawing like circles and stuff behind characters. I don't know, like a grounding element or something to help the silhouette stand out. Okay, let's continue. Let's do some more bodies. On to the next. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I can do a couple more. I'm feeling like not rushed. I'm feeling leisurely. Maybe it's because it's a Friday night and I got nothing else to do today. Or I've like told myself that this is all I'm doing and it's chill. There's our old guy. Oh, and my light died. Cool. I feel like I'm done. I'm done for this session, so. Hope y'all enjoyed this Friday night doodle sesh. I might continue sketchbooking just kind of on my own. Put on like a show or a movie or something, and because it is like an added kind of layer of pressure and resistance, I guess, having like all of this recording as well as I'm sketchbooking. So I might just do that, and then I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Wow, look at all these plants all around me. I love plants. So yeah, this morning just got up, did my little journaling fun times, and then I sat down to sketchbook. Yeah, I was kind of, feeling good after yesterday doing those few studies or whatever in the previous spread. And so I thought I would just give myself a bit of grace with like what I'm putting in my sketchbook. And then I just thought like, okay, I'll just like draw fucking random faces from imagination, just whatever pops into my brain. And so yeah, I drew this first girl, and something about this face, like I feel like it's such a common face that I draw. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Previously, I had the tendency to like draw, I still do. I have the tendency to draw eyes too close together, but then I started kind of going for more of this eyes further apart kind of look. Also, partially I was influenced by Lynette, Turn to Cassette's art style. She draws a lot of faces like that. So that's kind of like a vibe that I've been doing lately when I'm drawing a face that like I'm not really thinking about. I'm just like putting it down on paper. And so that kind of happened here, and that's cool and that's fine and whatever. But it makes me think like should I be doing more studies of different faces, and should I be like very intentionally trying to draw different features and like expand my range, I guess, when it comes to faces and heads. But yeah, anyways, and then I started this second drawing of this other head. And yeah, I started off and drew the eyes too close together. And I was hating it. I was like, fuck, this is turning out bad. But then I grabbed a Post-it note and then tried to fix it. And yeah, continued to etch it out that way. And I feel like I like it a lot better now that I've fixed it. I was kind of like vibing a little bit and like letting myself just like put down marks wherever I felt, and like I feel like the end result has this very like loose, nonchalant kind of quality about it, which I really like in other people's work. I don't know, just like, it's so silly. I was thinking as I was like drawing, simply creating, no matter the outcome, is good. You know what I mean? Every single thing that you make and every single thing that you put down on paper or whatever medium that you use to create art, everything that you make is good. Creation is a good thing, no matter what it looks like, you know? And stopping yourself from this act of creating, which is inherently good, because you think what you make might not be pleasing aesthetically or whatever. That's like you're doing yourself such a disservice by not creating, regardless of what it looks like. I hope any of that made sense. You know what I mean? I'm just rambling. I'm sick, and I'm frustrated with myself, is the core of this. That whenever I sit down to draw or create or even sketchbook, something as simple as sketchbooking, a flurry of judgments already come on what I'm about to create and what I'm looking at as I'm creating. I'm fucking sick of it. And it's dumb. Just make, you know? It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just create and keep on creating and listen to that inherent hunger inside of you that wants to. The world needs art. And people making things is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's about being able to show up and continue to show up, even though you're not getting the results that you dream of or that you see other people getting, you know? I don't know. Anyways, I didn't mean for this to become a little rant or anything, but it did. So, yeah, I feel great. Okay, hi. Final day. Yeah, so I wanted to give drawing from imagination another go. I'm still sick, hi. So my brain is a little bit kerfuffly and I feel great. I just thought I would, you know, try a little like figure thing or whatever, little portrait, little whatever. I feel like one of my go-to kind of things to draw or like outfits that I put on the women that I draw is like a corset. I understand that corsets are like the worst thing in the world and so uncomfortable and like, you know, not a feminist icon of a thing to wear. But goddamn, do they look good. I don't know, something about the like, and then the like extra like pudge that comes out of that is just, I don't know, I love that. I think it looks great. So yeah, I drew that as my little imagination drawing. And then, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about like the balance between drawing from imagination and drawing from reference or like doing studies. And while I feel like, I forget what I was talking about in like previous days or whatever while I was doing this video about drawing from my imagination, but I feel like it's important to do both. Like I feel like there is a balance for sure, and I haven't drawn from imagination in so long, it feels like. And so now kind of like trying to intentionally incorporate that into my like sketchbooking sessions and sitting down and kind of struggling and finding myself going into like, I don't know, my like comfort zones or like drawing what I know I can draw and not really feeling comfortable to explore outside of that reminded me of the value of drawing from reference and doing studies. I feel like drawing from imagination is a great way to like play with ideas or, I don't know, just like let your mind go and do this kind of like stream of consciousness kind of stuff or whatever. If you can take the pressure off of yourself of like drawing something good, which is very hard to do. But when it comes to like drawing for the sake of getting better or, you know, drawing to practice or drawing to learn, I feel like that's where using reference can serve you very well. Yeah, so for the last couple sketches or whatever, to finish up that spread, I pulled up some reference and did some like anatomy studies, and I feel like sitting there and trying to draw from imagination, sitting there and trying to draw something that you don't know how to draw is like fine and good. But if you're sitting down to draw in your sketchbook with the goal of improving or the goal of getting better, I think 100% it would do you better to look at what you're trying to draw and try to like understand forms or anatomy or whatever it is that you're drawing. And so I don't know what the balance is, the correct balance is. I don't know if there is a correct balance. There's definitely pros and cons to both, I feel. But doing this week of playing around in my sketchbook and trying both, I definitely have a better time when I draw from reference or when I'm doing a study. I like what I draw better because obviously it's going to be better because I'm looking at something and I have something to reference, so it looks more right than if I was just trying to come up with shit from my imagination. And I don't know, it feels like less pressure. But then it's like, I don't know, am I being too easy on myself? Does it even fucking matter? I don't know. I don't know. I think drawing from imagination is great if you feel comfortable doing so, and if you have, you know, found a vibe for yourself and found like a style for yourself that you enjoy just like playing around in. I know a lot of artists like who draw mostly like very heavily stylized things, draw from imagination all the time, and what they draw, even though it's not like a study or like academically like correct or anything like that, it looks good because you can tell that they're confident in what they're doing. And I feel like I've been doing figure studies and life drawing and all that for so long that that's what I've gotten confident in. And so that's where my comfort zone has kind of shifted. And absolutely, it's like taught me so much, and I feel like my understanding of the body and anatomy and all that has improved a lot by doing so. But I also feel like I've kind of lost a lot of confidence in how I draw without that reference or without having something in front of me to study. So, I don't know. I don't know what the conclusion is here, but yeah, those are just some things that I noticed while I kind of did this week or whatever. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope the shit that I was rambling about made any sort of sense at all. Hopefully it did. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched to the end. And I will see you guys in a bit. Hopefully not sick anymore. Would be nice. Okay, bye.